our next special guest has been a consumer protection lawyer for over 32 years. Now, he helps folks who are in debt and behind on their mortgages, and he could even help you out. Now, joining us this morning is attorney Frank Coxwell from Coxwell & Associates. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, are home mortgages any different today than they were maybe like when our parents were getting mortgages? What's the difference?
Oh, they're completely different.
Tell us why.
Well, when your parents got a mortgage, they usually borrowed the money from the local bank downtown. You knew who owned the mortgage. You knew who to go see if you were having problems with the mortgage. Nowadays, mortgages are transferred so many times, it's impossible to figure out who owns it.
And I was just going to say that. I recently bought a house myself 2 years ago, and I think it's switched lenders at least 2-3 times. I don't even know anymore. I probably should know.
Closer to 5 or 6, but there's no record at the Chancery Clerk's, the Land Records Office, of all those transfers.
And why is that important?
Well, because nowadays we don't know who owns the loan, who owns the mortgage. And when you're dealing with someone for a modification, you want to deal with the owner of the mortgage.
And how does that benefit someone knowing who exactly is owning your mortgage?
Well, if you're trying to get a modification, you want to make sure that you're talking to the right people, the people that have the power to give you the modification.
Okay. And what kind of modifications are we referencing?
Well, modifications on interest rate, monthly payments.
Okay.
Just make an affordable loan. People don't want, nobody's looking for a free house.
No,
they just want a house they can afford and pay for.
Okay. Now, I know recently we were just talking about, the home buyer credit, the $8,500 home buyer credit. Right. How does that factor into mortgages? Is that affected, or is that just a tax thing?
No, it's just a tax write-off spread out over 4 or 5 years to give you a tax break.
Because that was a big boom to try to get people to buy homes.
Right.
But now we're also talking about foreclosures as well. You're seeing a lot of those signs out there. What are the processes in Mississippi when it comes to foreclosures?
Well, in Mississippi, there's no court review in any kind of foreclosure. We have what's called non-judicial foreclosure.
Okay.
A mortgage company only has to run an ad in the newspaper once a week for 3 weeks, hold the sale the 4th week, and you've lost your house.
Okay.
They don't even have to send you a letter telling you that they're foreclosing. So a lot of people don't even know.
They don't even know.
Right.
And how are we supposed to find out?
You're supposed to look in the newspaper, I guess.
And I don't know about you, but I don't get a daily newspaper anymore.
Well, it's in the legal ads in the back. Nobody reads that little small print anyway. So a lot of times you never even know. The house is gone, and you don't know that you lost the house.
So how can people prevent that from happening? If do they expect us to just consistently look in the paper to see if our house is listed?
That's what Mississippi law says you're supposed to do, but it's not conceivable for somebody to do that.
Okay, and how do you help them in this case?
Well, first we have to stop the foreclosure.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. Everything else is secondary to stopping the foreclosure.
Okay.
Because we don't have a redemption period in Mississippi. Once the house is foreclosed, it's gone.
Okay.
So I wrote a book on stopping foreclosure. There's 5 different ways to stop a foreclosure, but the reality is 4 of them aren't going to work for 90% of the people.
Okay.
And a Chapter 13 bankruptcy is generally the quickest, easiest, and most efficient way to stop a foreclosure.
So we don't want to give it away for everybody. We want people to check out your book. So where can they get some more information? It's all about teasing here.
Well, they can call my office. The book is free, and we can send a copy by email, or we'll mail a printed copy. But my office number is 601-948-1600, or they can visit the website, coxwelllaw.com.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning and telling us about mortgages and foreclosures, something that I think we all need to definitely read up on a little bit if you own a house. Thank you.